Welcome, my fellow minions. Today, we will be talking about how you have been playing Sorcerer wrong. Now, this series is about explaining how the Sorcerer works within Pathfinder, its in-game strengths and weaknesses, and how properly to roleplay as a Sorcerer. So, let's get right into it. Now, before we get started, I have to explain what the Sorcerer is and what its powers are, and what makes it different from all the other spellcasters. To begin with, this is the description that is in the Pathfinder Core rulebook. Scions of innately magical bloodlines, the chosen of deities, the spawn of monsters, pawns of fate and destiny, or simply flukes of fickle magic. Sorcerers look within themselves for arcane prowess and draw forth might few mortals can imagine. Emboldened by lives ever threatening to be consumed by their innate powers, these magic-touched souls endlessly indulge in and refine their mysterious abilities, gradually learning how to harness their birthright and coax forth ever greater arcane feats. Just as varied as these innately powerful spellcasters' abilities and inspirations are the ways in which they choose to utilize their gifts. While some seek to control their abilities through meditation and discipline, becoming masters of their fantastic birthright, others give in to their magic, letting it rule their lives with often explosive results. Regardless, sorcerers live and breathe that which other spellcasters devote their lives to mastering. And for them, magic is more than a boon or a field of study. It is life itself. Well then, what does this mean towards the actual stats of the class? Well, to begin with, sorcerers are charisma-based casters, and their known spell lists are very limited. However, they can cast many spells per day. To explain this, a level 1 sorcerer only knows how to cast 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells, and this doesn't increase based on a high charisma score. However, a sorcerer does not need to prepare these spells ahead of time. They can cast them at will and even start with the feat eschew materials, which makes it so they don't need to have spell components as long as they are cheaper than 1 gold piece. On top of that, a level 1 sorcerer is able to cast 3 first level spells per day. Not to mention, if you have a charisma score higher than 12, you should be able to cast 4 spells a day, meaning that at first level you will be able to cast more spells per day than any other class currently out there, next to third-party classes, though we're not going to talk about those. But while casting lots of spells is nice, it is hardly the tip of what a sorcerer gains as strength. A bloodline makes the sorcerer who they are and can help give your sorcerer the flair you want them to have, whether it is elemental based or maybe necromantic. Each bloodline gives a class skill, bonus spells, bonus feats, and a bloodline arcana ability as well as the bloodline powers, which I will describe now. The class skill is normally associated with your bloodline itself, sometimes being a knowledge or maybe something like handle animal. This helps you specialize in a skill related to your bloodline. The bonus spells are nice and they expand your spells known, but these spells are written down and are pre-selected for you and gained at every other level after 3. The bonus feats are earned at levels 7, 13, and 19 and allow you to pick one of several feats listed on your bloodline. These help further solidify the type of caster you are and make your spells even more powerful. The Arcana ability is gained at level 1 and can be powerful or unique depending on the bloodline. Sometimes it buffs your damage spells, other bloodlines may give you bonuses to control spells. Whatever the bloodline does, it's normally useful at setting a good tone on what spells to use on your sorcerer. The final part of a bloodline are the powers. These are very useful abilities normally activated 3 times per day plus your charisma modifier. You get 1 bloodline power at level 1 and gain more at level 3, 9, 15, and 20, with the one at level 20 being really powerful. And that's all there really is to the sorcerer, at least stat-wise. But how do you roleplay as a sorcerer? How should a sorcerer be in battle? Well, to explain that, we can put all the things together to figure out what they would do. Generally, your character's roleplay and personality are something you come up with and create, so I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Instead, what we need to look at are similarities that all sorcerers would share. Sorcerers normally do not know the origins of their power or bloodline, or even understand the complexities of the magic they cast. Sometimes they do, but normally they won't. This means that while they can cast spells, the power of the spells comes from within them, normally not understanding how they even cast the spells in the first place. They just do it, and upon understanding more about who they are and what they are, they can become to grasp even more powerful magics. To roleplay as this, have your character search their family's past to try and find what happened in the past to give you your bloodline. Maybe your character goes by libraries in search of history books that might be about your family's past. Or maybe you're on a personal quest to find out more about your father or mother so you can understand your powers. It gives your character a sort of arc and allows the GM to normally add a couple things here and there, maybe a journal from your father or maybe a love letter between your parents. This can add some great story and gives your character some quick depth. But how do they behave in combat? Well, simply put, a sorcerer is generally weak in physical confrontations. However, with their bloodline power, they can be good at them sometimes. Or maybe the bloodline power allows you to sit at range, blasting away with spells. In battle, your bloodline's power may dictate how you fight, and since they are so ranged in their abilities, it is hard to put an exact pin on what you would do. But one thing is certain. As you cannot wear armor without a spell failure penalty, you should focus on trying to stay out of attack range as much as possible, only going in if you have no choice or to wipe someone out quickly. And well, that's pretty much it. A sorcerer's greatest strength lies within their bloodline powers, and this power will help you determine how to play your character. I hope this helped you learn more about the sorcerer. If you liked this video and would like to be notified whenever I upload, simply subscribe and you will be notified every time I make a new video. Until next time, my fellow minion, goodbye.